Hola, soy Jamie. Do you know what pusillanimous means?
Yeah, it means to be scared, which I am right now of you.
So am I after that.
Well, that is a very weird introduction today, but it is not our fault. It is what the viewers commented in the community tab this week. Um, just in case you're wondering, yes, this episode is late, and that's my fault for being ill. I caught the virus that shall not be named on YouTube. Um, but yeah, hope everyone listening is okay. Today is just me and Jamie, whilst Danielle and Garis finalize a chapter in their life, shall we call it, and we'll catch up with them next week,
Inshallah.
inshallah. Uh, so this week, obviously resting at home, had a lot of time to myself. Okay, and the only thing that kind of kept me sane, because there was obviously no work to do, nothing, was games. Okay, obviously I did other things, studying and so on, but I'm sure everyone listening to some extent switches to games every so on so every so often, whether that be board games with the family or the Nintendo, um, PS5 or Xbox, PC. Anyone who plays PC is a sweat, by the way. But today we're going to be focusing on games, because games have taken over, and if you are not living under a rock, you will definitely know that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is coming out sometime this week. I think it's the 12th of May, so is that a Thursday? I'm not sure. That can't be a Thursday.
Who
What
knows?
day is that? What day is
Who
12th
knows?
of
I
May? Um,
felt
12th of May is Friday. Oh, yes. So Zelda's coming out, and if you haven't seen, YouTube
on this
recommended
Friday.
this Friday. YouTube recommended
This
has
Friday.
just been blowing up. Zelda theories, Zelda Breath of the Wild links, Zelda price drop, Zelda discount, Zelda this, Zelda that, Zelda parody videos. My YouTube recommended, honestly, I was ill, and seeing this stuff made me more ill. Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. But this is what we see nowadays, isn't it? When a game blows up, or when there's a lot of attention surrounding a game, it affects people. Trust me, mentally. Even obviously, I'm excited to get the game, but the forced kind of marketing that they give you on the week of release. Oh my god, it's messed up for your brain. That's all you can think about at times. Uh, but before we go anywhere, Jamie, so what kind of games do you like?
Don't know about you, but I like scary games. Something about 'em. Always. I love a good jump scare. I love a good fright.
Like horror games?
Yeah. One at the moment I'm playing, or the Resident Evil 2 remaster. There were some other ones I played. Some of them not as scary as others, but still they give you a good jump now and again. What I like. Some people have very mixed opinions about that. They like, oh, why would you play a game just to get scared, just to be frightened? It's good. It's fun. If you haven't, I know you don't sleep, do you? I know you don't like
I
scary
I
games.
hate horror games, man. But Resident Evil, just for anyone who doesn't know, is it like a mainstream? I don't know if you call it that, by the way. Is it like a mainstream horror game, or is it indie, like what do you call it, Five Nights at Freddy's and these kind of things?
It's kind of a mainstream kind of game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most people should know it, even if they haven't played the games, the old movies, and the more newer ones in the series. They should know.
And is it like a zombie game, or?
Zombies in a way, yes.
See, my favorite games are adventure, like action adventure kind of thing.
Like Zelda, like them sort of ones, Uncharted, Lara Croft, those sort of ones.
I haven't played Tomb Raider since like forever, basically, but mainly adventure games. I like puzzles. When I say puzzles, I mean, like, Zelda. Part of the storyline is you have to figure stuff out in it, and do puzzles. And I like games that make you theorize about stuff, because obviously coming from an English background, it's just
He doesn't like
stories.
walk your hands through the
Yeah, I
thing,
hate
you have to
hand
think for
walking games.
yourself.
Like, Final Fantasy 7, they remade it, yeah, HD. They ruined
I
the
don't know
whole
any of
game.
these.
Basically, it's this like role playing game, and it's like an adventure game, Japanese, kind of looks like anime but 3D, yeah. And they ruined the entire game because they uh kind of made it so you can't even do side quests. It's pretty much all linear. You can't even explore anywhere. You can't find new places. You literally have to go exactly where the game tells you. That's why I like
This is
Zelda.
the remastered one, yeah.
This is the remaster, and the old one, although it's like still kind of limited, but they made it kind of open world. So there's this part where you leave a city, there's this open field that you can just run around, and you can, and the desert and stuff, you can discover stuff on your own. um but newer games, be it Spider-Man or be it, Uncharted and so on and so forth, they're so linear, and they literally, it's just no room for kind of variety. Okay, and then there's obviously FIFA and sport games where you just repeat the same thing over and over again. Rocket League, Fortnite, Call of Duty, all of these games, you just repeat the same thing again and again and again and again
Yeah,
to get a
it's the
high out
moment.
of it. Yeah, so, and the only game that has satisfied me and I've felt fully happy, yeah, is Zelda Breath of the Wild. And Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is coming out. I wonder how that's going to be. But I've liked most of the Zeldas, like Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. I'm nearly completed. Ocarina of Time back in the, I think it was N64 days. Do you know what I mean? It's
All
these
these names
old
are going right
Zeldas.
over my head.
No, you know Twilight Princess.
That one I do. That's the main
Yeah,
one, and the one you let me borrow. Other than that,
and the Breath of the Wild. Yeah, those are the kind of games that I like because it makes you think. It's kind of like, it's just fun. It's not repetitive. You can put it down if you get bored. You save, put it down. You can come back to it later. And I miss games being like that. Nowadays you have like multiplayer games and you can't pause it. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of just, you have to be in the moment. You have to be there. And then I don't know. Recently that's been good. Like Fortnite and stuff was amazing.
yeah,
But
yeah.
now the formulas kind of run dry, and I don't know. I'm not seeing the fun in it as much as before. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Well, what's the main thing at the moment? It's all battle royale, isn't it? Like you said, Fortnite, Warzone, them sort of ones. Even though they are repetitive in a way, people are still enjoying them, and it's been this battle royale craze for how long now? It's just something about it. I don't know, but yeah, normally what I like to do now and again, and what I'm doing at the moment, is going back to not really old games. Some old, some have been obviously remastered, made brand new, but still an old game. But the single player, like something about going back and relaxing, playing a single player game, whatever, horror, a racing game, something. It's just relaxing. You ain't got other people, actual real life people, playing against you and winding you up or sort of annoying you. You just chill back, play the game at your own pace, your own difficulty you want, and just chill. I've got about how many? One, two, three, four, five, six at the moment. Different games that are all one player, single player based, and you do whatever you want and just do what you want. I always do games on the easiest mode, not because I'll play it first on the easiest mode just to enjoy it, like a movie. Like you don't want to rush it and get it finished quickly. You want to enjoy it. And same with the game. I'll play on the easiest mode just to enjoy it and be able to move around freely. And then after I've finished it, I'll come back again another time on a more harder difficulty to then actually do a challenge. Like once I know the game, and then I come back to it on a harder difficulty and then give myself a challenge. And that's quite fun for some reason. So not been playing as much multiplayer recently.
Yeah. So the other thing is, when I was younger, the reason why developed a good relationship, you could say, with adventure games, and like you say, single player games, yeah, is because the storyline that they put in. It was almost like you're picking up a book. When you pick up the controller, it was almost like picking up a book. And nowadays, I'm sure people don't read, whether that be information books or if that's a storybook. People can't be bothered. You don't have the attention span. But games keep that attention span, and it brings the story to life. And then on top of that, one of my favorite things about video games was I used to learn big words from them, and I used to use them in school. I used to memorize them, and that's how majority of the big words that I know weren't from books. I got them from TV, or I got them from games. Yeah, the word
Yeah, I've learned
paradox.
stuff too from games.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like the word paradox I picked up from Final Fantasy. Okay,
Mm.
I'm sure there are others, but I can't remember. Oh, okay, cornucopia. I picked up from TV. Yeah, there was this program called Even Stevens back in the day. Do you remember Even Stevens?
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf, right?
Sure, yeah, Shia LaBeouf. And yeah, I watched Even Stevens, and they said cornucopia. They said the meaning of it, and if a student of mine was listening to this podcast right now, they'll be like, "Oh, that's where you got that word from." Every spelling test, I always start with cornucopia. Yeah, even people I tutor and stuff, cornucopia, because it's such a massive word for no reason, and it just means a lot of. Yeah, the word you said at the beginning, pusillanimous.
That's convenient.
Yeah, pusillanimous means to be scared, or like not being determined enough, being timid. That's what it means. Um, there were some other words I put on the community tab, but I can't remember exactly. But yeah, these are all words that they sound so big and whatever, and they mean so little. And you use them in an exam or for a job interview or something, and people think you're next level.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
do you know what I mean?
No.
But apart from single player, kind of giving you that boost with, education, I guess you could say, there's been so many studies, okay? And there's two studies particularly when I was researching that stuck out to me. One was video games are good for you, and then the other one was saying video games are bad for you, yeah? And the ones that are saying good for you, we'll start with that one. Um, it improves your hand-eye coordination, your memory skills, multitasking, problem solving. It just makes you active. Like you're constantly looking for how to do the next thing. Okay, let's say for example you're in playing a sports game, football game, and someone scored against you. The next time you probably won't make the same mistake because you learn from it. And that's video games makes your trial and error, and it makes your corrective nature quick, so you solve things. So that's the very good side. And of course, there's this thing called dopamine. It's this chemical. It releases in your brain when you play games, and it makes you want to play more because you're literally getting a high out of it. Like when people do drugs. But games are giving you a high. Yeah, that's why you like playing a certain game. There's all sorts. I don't want to bore people right now. But then the bad side, yeah, if you focus on the good side, you can even tell what the bad stuff is. Like, problem solving. That
Yeah.
as soon as I encounter something, I can fix it straight away. People don't regulate their emotions properly because of that. For example, like when you're upset, you're meant to properly process it, go through it, understand what's going on, and then deal with it, yeah? But people, because
Yeah.
of that training they get from video games, it's like this: I got a problem, I'm going to fix it quickly. I don't need to think about it too deeply. I can put it at the back of my mind. And then when the video game's gone, that person ends up sad, that person ends up depressed because they didn't learn or they don't know how to tackle with that emotion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced anything like that?
I can't remember. Don't
Because
know.
there's other stuff like making people aggressive. Um, and there's someone who's proven that in it. That was a theory until not long ago. Someone's proven that people who play Fortnite, for example, this was a study on Fortnite, but people who do play Fortnite, they the ones who rush people, they got aggressive nature and they demonstrate lots of aggressiveness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and then the ones who sit back, they're usually more timid, and then either they have to switch to being aggressive to win, or they just give up on the game because they can't handle it, and that's how they are. I'm not sure exactly. If you want to check out the study, there's probably a link in today's description. They'll explain it better than I can. But yeah, you see the new media like games, internet, movies, films. It controls how people think about life. Um, you mentioned movies earlier. Is there any movies that boggles your mind at the moment?
What in any way you mean, good or
Eh,
bad?
yeah, good, bad, anyway.
There's I can't think. Let me go on my Netflix. Oh, while it's there, the Demon Slayer that you got me onto. It's a series, but still
Okay.
something to watch. You got me onto that, and I was hooked.
And what? How did it affect you?
It was something about these sort of movies where you see a guy, girl, whatever, child, man, start off uh sort of scared and timid, and then like Demon Slayer go through doing these things, doing these tasks, doing these challenges, whatever. He eventually becomes stronger, like a growth story, I guess. starts off scared and timid, and then as you're watching the episodes go along, he obviously becomes more fearless, and then he's believing in himself. Stories like that always um, catch my interest.
Do you feel like it resonates with you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just always it's a good feeling of facing fears and then eventually becoming stronger and doing things you didn't think you would do.
For
And there's
example,
lots of movies
have you
like
ever
that.
watched a fighting movie?
Yeah, there's been a couple. Oh, this is one old one. Never Karate Kid. No Retreat, No Surrender. That's with Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he's a bad guy in the movie. And this kid, he gets bullied and thrown around by all his friends and people at parties and stuff. And then he goes away, he runs away to this abandoned house, and he imagines Bruce Lee in his mind. To him, he's like seeing him standing in front of him, like he's hallucinating in a way, and he's seeing him. And Bruce Lee's training him in his mind. He's obviously just training himself. And then he comes back. There's like a big boxing event, kickboxing, whatever it is, karate. Um, have all the side people, the undercards, whatever, and then you have the main guy. Is the main guy is Jean-Claude Van Damme. Is the main guy who basically beat him before, and then he embarrassed his dad in front of him and everyone at this sort of karate school. And then obviously this way he goes for all this training and stuff, and then he eventually comes back and beats the guy, and everyone's all cheering and they respect him. All of it, like at the end. Films like that. It's a nice feeling knowing that you've had fails or losses, and then you come back and you win finally. It's good feelings.
Have you also noticed? Like Ip Man. Have you seen that movie before? Ip Man.
I haven't seen that movie, no.
It's like, okay, so like Bruce Lee films, Ip Man, which is like a kung fu film, Karate Kid, Never Back Down, um, any sort of, I'm not sure why it's not coming to my head, but like fighting movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone listening right now, you can't lie and you can't say to me right now that after you finish watching the fighting movie, you don't go in front of the mirror and start busting out the moves. Everyone knows, yeah. You pretended after watching Creed, you were pretending you were Adonis himself, and you were like punching, jabbing, and
Yeah.
uppercut and check hook and all that stuff, and pretending to knock yourself out and taking a punch. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's done it
Yeah.
before because straight away when you see the movie, oh, that guy was weak. He didn't know what he was doing. He trained. He did this. He just had motivation, right? And then what happens? They go and they try out the moves like, yeah, I'm going to become a boxer. Okay? If you look at back in the days, there was this other movie called Step Up, yeah? Have you ever heard of Step Up?
I
Yeah?
think so.
What's it about? What do you think?
Is that dancing?
Yeah, it's
Is it
about
like the
street
dancing
dancing.
competition shows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so when I was younger, I
Did
used to
one of
watch.
them have Channing Tatum in it?
Yeah,
Or
the
not?
first one, and I think like
The first or
he came
second
back
one?
for like the third or the fifth one or something, part of this like street dancing kind of thing. But
I think that's the only one I watched.
yeah, basically it's about street dancing. What do you call them? Break dancing. That's it. Yeah, people break dancing each other. And when I was younger, oh my gosh, yeah, like, I used to watch this with my family, like my cousins and stuff. And I remember watching Step Up and they're dancing and stuff. And afterwards, I used to try to bust those moves and stuff, body popping. I learned one move. I'll admit, yeah. My like neck, I can disconnect it from my shoulders basically and do this
Oh, what?
spinny round thing. That's the only thing I learned, yeah. But apart from that, no, it's too difficult. They do all this dancing stuff, and what do people do straight after? They start body popping, they start popping and
Start going
locking,
and
they start
copying it.
trying to do the worm, and it's just the movie you watch, the anime you watch, the TV series you watch, or even the games you play. For some reason, yeah, when you see that, especially if you resonate with the character and the thing that they do, the movie creators, the directors, the producers, they make the main character so that someone in the audience feels like they are them. Yeah, they do it. There's
Yeah.
this generic way. I studied film, so there's this generic way they try to make the character resonate with you. Yeah, for example, we were talking about Zelda earlier. Yeah, Link.
Yeah.
He's the main character.
Yeah.
On purpose, they don't give him a voice actor, and Nintendo literally said they're not going to give him a voice because they want the character to feel like when he's talking, it's them talking, and they want them to connect with him. So what happens afterwards? They go and buy the merchandise because they want to be like him. You know, the sword moves he does, they want to do that, so they get the sword, they practice. This is literally what they do, and it's almost like movies, TV can control people. And if you look at North Korea, it's a perfect example. North Korea, they banned TV from multiple, no, from everyone. Yeah, only the top officials are allowed to watch American TV and UK TV. Otherwise, the rest of them, they all have to watch North Korean propaganda, and they have to just watch the same repeated stuff, and they just hide stuff.
Okay.
And the people follow that and think that's how it is. Do you understand? Like some North Koreans have said when they saw the South Korean uh TV commercials show that you can eat at restaurants and there's food and stuff. The North Korean people, do you know what they said?
What?
They're like, what? The South Koreans, they have so much food that they have to do diet plans. They have so much food, they have to have gyms and exercise. Whilst we're here starving. Yeah? And in North Korea, what do they say? Oh, we have a food shortage and we can't provide, etc. Do you understand how they use TV to like manipulate people?
Yeah.
And that's what happens. You know, we might think that's only North Korea, but apart from actually mellowing us down, giving us dopamine, entertaining us, there's certain types of TV which is actually there to control us. And yeah, I might sound like Andrew Tate right now, or I might sound like a conspiracy theorist right now. Don't worry, we'll have a conspiracy episode very soon. But genuinely, they do control you. I can give you a big example, and I don't know if you've ever watched it. Have you ever watched Rick and Morty?
No.
Oh, okay, okay. If you watch Rick and Morty, you can count with a tally, yeah, how many times they say God isn't real, and there's something against religion, yeah. Every single time they say it, yeah. And even one episode they showed that, oh, if we had a storyline that include God, then we'd lose our watch viewers. Not as many people would watch our videos, our episodes, sorry, okay, because we include God. So what they do, they push that narrative, oh, God doesn't exist, making fun of God and whatnot. And then obviously people who don't believe in God, they're like, ah, yay. And the people who do believe in God, they get triggered. And then they go on Twitter and they tweet about the show. Rick and Morty is such and such. Rick and Morty is this and this. And then what do people do when they tweet that? They go online, they're like, oh, Rick and Morty, okay, let me check it out then. Let me see if it's bad or not. It's just religion, they're just probably joking. And then that's how they get more viewers. But it's a messed up, it's a messed up way that they do in it. They say no publicity is bad publicity, in it, and that's the technique people follow. And if you just pausing it for a second, but if you have anything bad to say about the Lads Talk, please feel free to put it in the comment. No publicity is bad publicity. Do let us know down below what's wrong with us.
You can kind of link this into music as well if you want. The music you normally listen to and or watch that affects you in a way, good and bad ways again. Nice mellow song cheers you up, puts you in a bad mood if it's like rock and roll, like like ACDC, something like that,
The
or them sort
human
of songs like
acapella there,
very,
Jamie.
huh?
The human acapella there. Dan, dan, dan.
Or yeah, like ACDC. Oh my god, can't remember the guy's name, man. Bohemian Rhapsody, like them sort of people, or those sort of really loud, energetic rock songs puts you in a mood, and then you have obviously the sad boy hours songs.
Sad boys.
Everything puts you in a mood and it affects you. And you start bringing religion and other stuff into it, like demonic stuff, and people start using that, and they start going into cults, and it just messes with you. It's like what's the Sam Smith song Unholy. Like the second people hear that, they get pissed. They
What?
get
How
annoyed when
come?
they start hearing
What's
it.
wrong with it?
Like say for like you, or say for Garrus, and start hearing that and Unholy. It's like demonic stuff. They start getting, they start hating him, and they always sort of they put the song in bad light, I guess. And they think of it as a bad thing, or think of it in a bad way. And like, oh, you shouldn't listen to that. Or say like, oh, you shouldn't listen to sad songs. Or you shouldn't listen to like rock songs again. because it's bad. It's going to affect you. You shouldn't listen to happy, like opera music or something. It was a movie I watched one time, and the guy comes in, Anger Management. I don't know if you've seen it at
I feel like I've heard of it before.
all.
I'll give it a check after this.
Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson. Basically, Jack Nicholson comes into Adam Sandler's life, obviously to make him happy, and he starts going through all his music on his shelf. He's starts going all through his music and his old CDs and LPs. So he's got all this rock music, and he says, "You got very angry music. You got very angry music, David." And he said, like, yeah, get rid of this. And he starts putting like opera music or whatever, songs like that. He said, like, listen to happy music. And the guy just gets annoyed. Like, you shouldn't listen to all this bad music. It's going to put you in a bad mood. And it does. Obviously, depending on the mood and depending on the situation, you can and or can't, or shouldn't even, or should listen to these types of songs. Obviously, if you are angry, like, you shouldn't bottle down your emotions, should you? You should let them out. So sometimes I think it's good to listen to these sorts of songs. Example, I use me again. I don't know about you lot. Obviously, I'm not there when you are, but I would say I listen to the so-called sad boy hour songs the most out of us four. Not to like I'm in a happy mood and then I'll go and feel sad. Like, oh no, then I'll be annoyed. I've done it on purpose. Almost, it's good and bad sides to it. You can either use it when you're sad to let the feelings out, and it makes you feel better, or you come across a song, again feeling in a good way, and you come across a nice song, sad song, sorry, and it puts you in the mood. Then it makes you start thinking and deep in life. So there's obviously good and bad sides to these sort of songs, but if you need to feel these emotions or feelings, then you should listen to these sort of songs and let it out. And then after, you feel better and you want to go back to happy songs. So, and that's probably the same with movies and games as well. If you're angry, you'd go play like a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, and you'd like put the guy on the easiest mode, or you like go on like a wrestling game, WWE, and you'd like team up against one person, like 2v1, and you put your teammate AI as like the highest level, and then you make the one guy you're versing like the easiest, and you
Living
beat the crap
daylights
out of
out,
him.
man.
Yeah. So sometimes it helps you out, and sometimes it doesn't help you out. Like GTA, back in the day when GTA 5 was out, and it was the main thing. Obviously, all the parents would be like, "Oh no, oh this game's bad. You shouldn't play that. It's gonna destroy kids' brains and and all that." I also understand if you're letting a kid under 18 jump in a car and start running people over on the sidewalk. Obviously, you go to the Haram places and they start walking in and seeing all the madness. Obviously, that's understandable. But games like Street Fighter, or yes, there's violence, but again, sometimes it's good. You can if you're angry again, you can go on a Street Fighter and just beat everyone up, release some anger. Like, I don't know about you, but I'd rather, if I had a kid, I'd rather him go and beat people up on Mortal Kombat. Obviously, he's of age. I won't sit there and let a 5-year-old or 10-year-old play that. Or again, Street Fighter. And I'd rather him beat people on there up for 3 hours instead of going on the street and picking a fight with someone to let his anger out, and then he gets arrested or told off or injured. So people say mostly games are bad, games are this. If you know the old games Assassin's Creed, have you heard of that series?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I've learned Italian from those games because the main guy is Italian, and obviously that's helped me with Daniel. I've learned Italian through playing games, and the stuff I've learned as well through games.
No, you can't deny that there's definitely good parts, yeah. But I wanted to pick up on a point you said, yeah. There's something also I'm going to ask at the end, but there's a point you said about music, games, and I think movies. That's what you said. That they have madness in it, right? When we say madness, obviously we mean nudity, inappropriate for children, kind of stuff, right? Especially music. Okay, if you look at music
as well, definitely.
Music.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't understand why the videos have to be as graphic.
So over. Yeah.
And they're always over the top. They're never ever chill. Like the amount of nudity, the amount of inappropriate stuff, and it's just awkward.
It's
Like,
graphic. Is
it's so graphic, and it's
mm,
like, it's a song, right? You know what you said? Oh, song is just for improving your mood, or if you're feeling down to, make yourself understand or whatnot. We'll come back to that as well.
yeah.
But like, you can
And
look
then
at
there's
all
that.
these. Sorry.
Then there's these sort of songs. Like it doesn't put you in a mood at all. It's just there. It's just
Yeah,
mad. There's
like,
no
it's
thing
not.
behind it.
Yeah, it's not only that. Like, okay, the videos are mad, yeah, but also the lyrics of the songs are crazy. If you
Yeah.
look at rap, if you look at rap and songs nowadays, yeah, this is what song is about. Okay, song is about love. A song is always going to be about intimate relations, to put it um in a PG way. Yeah, I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. And then it's about murder, killing people, drugs, taking abusive drugs, yeah, getting drunk. Is always about things which can lead you to be harmed, okay, or things which are inappropriate for a certain audience. Yeah, how many songs nowadays teach morals or teach you how to get successful or something through normal stuff? Like, even if you look at Black Eyed Peas, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's lots of people right now like Sadiq, wow, haram. But I'm talking about olden days when I was younger. Black Eyed Peas made a song
Old Black Eyed Peas.
called
Yeah.
"Where Is the Love." Yeah. Now look how scary this is. Where is the love? They're talking about the criminals. They're talking about gun violence. They're talking about people getting hurt, people killing, people dying. They're talking about children around the world that are crying. All of this stuff, talking about that, terrorism and all of these major issues, right? And then their next song, what are they talking about? Their humps.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you have to understand, like, as a kid, when I'm seeing that, I'm like, wow, look how nice that song is.
Mixed
Look at the
signals.
message, the meaning.
Yeah.
And the next song is about humps. Come on, man. Like, what am I as a kid when I'm looking at that? Like, what's my brain learning? Do you understand? It doesn't make any sense. And it desensitizes you, like, oh, okay, I can look at those images and it won't affect me. It's minor. Yeah. Um, what you just said is about mixed messages, isn't it? And
Mm.
how many songs, even look, Black Eyed Peas, that was that one-off song, yeah. How many songs nowadays have a good message? You mentioned something unholy. I don't know what it
By
sounds
Sam
like, yeah.
Smith. It's the lyrics aren't that bad. Obviously, it's not great, but
Okay,
there are worse ones out there. But it's still not good. The message behind it as well.
just the title, yeah. I'm not sure if the song matches the title, but unholy, I'm pretty sure that not really bad things are happening in that song. If I'm were to guess,
Yeah,
would I
yeah.
be correct?
With the lyrics, yes,
With the lyrics as well.
definitely.
Okay, so even better. Like, this is the stuff that's been fed to young people, and again, it goes back to another point. I'll come back to it. I want to make a few more points here. I always do this, yeah. But it's like, I don't know. Like, are they brainwashing people, or what's the point of it? You know what I mean? Like, what you said about opera, or what you said about there's other sorts of songs which can calm you down, yeah. But why do we have these songs? What do they do for people? Like, you're like an avid music listener. You listen to music quite a lot, right?
Yeah,
So those kind of dirty, kind of weird songs, what is the purpose of that? What does it do for people?
I don't even know, man. Other than for attention, I can't think of an answer. No, you couldn't give me a genuine answer for why these sorts of songs are created, or to lift people up, or for to brings people's self-esteem or confidence up. Like, no.
I know exactly what they made, and this could just be a theory,
Hmm.
okay? A lads talk theory, but the theory is, yeah,
What?
yeah. Do you get that reference? Yeah.
Huh?
You
What did you just do?
I'll leave that in there.
What? Let's talk theory.
Whoever gets that reference, yeah, put it in the comments below, please, yeah. So I know that I'm not alone. But the
I'm in the
reason,
lads talk, and I don't even know.
the reason why people they make those songs, yeah, is because two reasons. Okay, one, getting end of the day, adults are adults, right? Adults know what adult things are. Okay, they know swear words, they know about the drug abuse, they know about alcohol, they know all that stuff. Marketing to adults is easy. You can just do on an advert. Marketing to a kid who's not even experienced any of this, now that's hard. Okay, to get a kid hooked onto this stuff from a young age, so when they're older, you make sure they buy cigarettes, so that fuels the market. You make sure they buy drugs, because that fuels the market. You make sure that they invest in inappropriate stuff as well, because that fuels the market. Yeah, we learn marketing, and intimate things, they sell. they sell the most. Even YouTube videos on your recommended, which video are they more likely to play? A video with some map on it showing history, or a video showing a half naked person? The half naked person will always get the view. It's data proves it, research proves it. People will always go for the half naked person. It's just, this is how it is. And what they're doing is, through the songs, they're just fueling it, and they're getting people interested, and that's how they're controlling the young people. That's all it is nowadays. Yeah, they can push that narrative, and then guess what? Yeah, then that musician, whoever she or he was, half naked person, they're going to partner with Adidas, or they're going to partner with Nike. They're going to partner with a brand. And then guess what? That person who follows them and their songs will now also buy those brands. Okay? Do you get it? And it just works like that. It's all a big marketing thing, so that they can make lots and lots and lots of money off you. That's all it is. Yeah? It's all to make money. None of it is to, I want to help a person. This nonsense that, music showing half naked people, that's going to show how to empower women and stuff. Don't chat to me. Don't make nothing up to me. Yeah, empowering women by making them look like objects. Yeah, that's the way forward. That's just dumb.
Sick.
That's dumb. How many men are made to look like objects? Show me, and show me how empowered the men are when they look like objects. You don't find them. Yeah,
There's the other version of it.
the men are always in suits.
Like men's version.
What's the men's version?
Making them like pimp, or like they're going and play around and whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I never
All
thought of it
bit-
like that.
All women, got all the women, all the drugs. That's another version. That's the
Yeah,
men's version.
you're actually 100% right.
Men's side of
Yeah,
it.
the women's side is they're fully naked, and the men's side is they just get
They own
everything
them,
they
they're
want.
theirs, and they get everything.
Yeah, and that's how a man's empowered. If he has everything, no limits, he has all the girls, he has all the money, he has all the drugs, he has all the freedom in the world. That's what makes a man powerful. Yeah, but behind the closed doors, the mental side is not there. How he treats his family, how he behaves towards others, that's not there. None of it's there. And with the woman, what's precious to her, what's should be looked after for her, that's not looked after. And this is the narrative they push, because a woman looking after herself and a man looking after himself, that doesn't make money. That makes people too healthy, and we don't want healthy people. That's what the message is.
No.
And that's why, look, we come full circle back to the question. Yeah. We said at the beginning, games. You said music is good for you. I believe different. Yeah. Because of all the things that I just mentioned. Yeah. Movies, TV, I'm sure we can agree and disagree on different parts, but the central focus is it can control people, innit? Even to the extent, like, look at Marvel. Yeah. Spider-Man, Superman. No, not Superman, sorry. Marvel fans, don't murder me. It slipped out. I'm just used to saying Superman after Spider-Man. Yeah, I know he's DC. Superman, DC. Batman, DC. Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, this multiverse, all of this stuff. I've not caught up with it. Yeah, but like, what do they push? Like, there's these humans, or there's these alienoids, and they are full of powers, and they can do whatever. And they can, not only are they powerful, they also can kill gods, right? They can kill gods, and stuff like in that universe is nothing. Like, you can just beat him up, you can destroy him, and so on and so forth. That's the message they push, because you push that message, and remember we said movies affect people. You push that message hard enough, people will leave religion, because, and this might not be, if you're listening and you're not a religious person, and if you're listening and you don't even follow a religion, I guess that's fine for you. There's nothing wrong with that, okay, for you. But for a religious person, that's a big problem. Do you understand? If my child, or if my student, or someone close to me was leaving their religion because of a movie, because of what they learned from a movie or a song, and so on and so forth, that would upset me. I'd be like, you're getting manipulated here, okay? And then for me, the other side would be, if a non-religious person doesn't want to believe in God because of a movie, then the only thing that they can believe in is themselves, which means that whatever they do is right and whatever they do is wrong, and then there's no need for any right or wrong. There's no morals for them to follow, because what morals? Where do morals come from? Do you understand? And obviously that's a massive topic by itself. We'll talk about that another day. But the only choice is to worship themselves, and worship drugs, worship cigarettes, worship inappropriate images. That's all they'll do the rest of their life. And then one day, when those things die out and they're boring and they don't hit the same, what comes next? We know how Love Island turns out. We know how all these TV program stars and these pimped out people, as you say, yeah, how they all turn out. They all turn out by not existing anymore, if that is a nice way to put it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it comes back full circle, and the point is that these things have to be. I think we need to have a good look at it again. I think, especially because media is like, it's the main thing, innit? Like when you entertain people, YouTube is a media, and it needs to be looked at, man. It needs to be regulated. It's too free, in my opinion. We've forgotten how to limit stuff for people. Do you know what I mean? Do you even agree? Do you agree?
Yeah, a bit of both.
What? Why both?
A bit of both. Flip's sake, forgot what I was going to say. Carry on if I come back to that.
Yeah. So okay, fine. Let me ask you like this then. Yeah, if you do agree, if I were to today, yeah, say to the world, okay, for one whole month, okay, just 1 month, just 30 days. We're not going to go over that, and we're not going to go under it. Just 30 days. Put all your games, movies, TV shows, songs, music, everything away for 30 days, okay? And just leave it in the storage for 30 days. Don't look at it. Don't even try to uncover it, whatever. It has to be away, yeah? For 30 days. And after 30 days, you can have it back, yeah? How many people across the world, I don't know how many billions of people exist in the world right now, but how many people do you think will be able to do it? In a percentage, just give a percentage.
Percentage in the whole world?
In the whole entire world, yeah.
Who couldn't do it or could?
Who can do it?
Who can do it? Obviously, we're not including like Africa or
no, everyone.
Dubai and those places.
Everyone
in total, maybe.
Be they poor, be they rich, everyone. They have to put all media away. I'm not talking about just video games. I'm talking about ball games, everything. No entertainment, just no entertainment at all. To be honest, I want to focus on electronic entertainment, but we could just say it like that because you're probably thinking, well, some people in certain countries don't have that anyway. But just as a generically, put all entertainment away for a month.
In general,
yeah.
for a whole month.
How many people will do all 30 days, no matter what?
30? 40? That's being generous.
40%. That's super
being generous,
man. You're a philanthropist right now, man. You might as well be a millionaire.
Being generous, 30. Being honest, maybe less than 10, less than 15.
Shall I tell you my percentage?
Less than 5.
Yeah, I was going to say like 2.5 or 3% of people in the world will be able to last. Shall I tell you why? Because the main reason is, how many people here can put away their smartphone? The excuse won't be YouTube and TikTok anymore, and it won't be Netflix anymore. The excuse will be, well, I need it for work. Everything, media, now it's almost like, you know how on the hospital you're hooked up to those pipes? Yeah? We are hooked up to our phones like it's those pipes. To the extent, I remember, I think my mom said it to me or someone said it to me, but you know when Pokemon Go came out, 2016?
Yeah. Oh, that.
I had the portable charger in my pocket and it was on my phone the whole day. Yeah. And my mom goes, "You look like one of those people who have like a constant, being fed through a pipe. You know, those people who walk around with the backpack."
Yeah, you wire it up.
And I looked at myself in the mirror and I got scared. I was like, "Oh my God, it's true. Like I'm literally hooked up to this. Like it's my life support." Yeah. There's been times like right now, imagine you're listening to this and your phone is hooked up to the plug and you're sitting by the plug. Yeah. Honestly, I'm sure someone in the world is doing that right now. No matter what, the reason why I said 3% or 2.5%, whatever percent, below 5%, is because every single person is hooked up to their phone. People can't leave their phone out of their sight. And the phone, you no longer need a laptop to live. You no longer need a tablet or a desktop computer. Everything is doable from your phone. Do you understand? So they got the whoever is managing all of these things, honestly speaking, and this is the truth, they got us on locks. And it's up to everyone, I think. Even me, I'm not acting like I'm away from all this stuff. I'm connected to this stuff, but it's up to every single person to say, are you happy with that? Are you okay with that? If you're okay with that, then it's fine. But if you're not, and if you think you're missing out on life or you're being kind of played with by people, I think maybe you need to have a look at your, do you know what I mean, like what you're engaging with. But that's not to say that you're going to stop playing games. It's not to say that you're going to stop watching TV and movies. We're not saying that. Just saying about how much, okay, and how much you're letting yourself be affected
Have
by it.
breaks and chill back a bit on it.
Not just breaks. Like, I feel like it should be genuinely just when you need to pass an hour of time. Do you know what I mean? But the way that people are invested in it, the way I'm invested in it, no, man, it's not good. Okay, you can't use your phone right now, yeah? But shall I tell you my screen time?
Go on.
Today's screen time, 9 minutes. I'm just looking straight away. 9 minutes 57. What? Sorry, 9 hours 57 minutes.
I was about to say.
10 hours. 10 hours is my screen time. Yeah. How many hours in a day? 24 hours. I've spent nearly half the day on my phone. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I can tell you which apps as well. Like, they're all, if they're not social media apps, then they're work apps. Phone, WhatsApp, YouTube. Oh my goodness. Like, this is terrible. Terrible stuff. You know? So it's up to us what we're gonna do with it. But do you have any other final comments?
If you find some other ways of getting away from the screens or going to wildlife, like as you've seen, Sadiq, in our group chat, I've been finding places, parks and forests to go and explore and walk around in with Daniel and Gareth down here, or even when we come down to you, if there's any places, or even if you go meet in London or something, you get outdoors, go find some things. I'm not the best. I'm not sitting there like, oh, I'm the best. I go out all the time. Out of us four, I probably go outside the least, but I'm trying. One thing I do genuinely like is go and walk around in forests and parks. And now I'm trying to do it and find places, even places close by to me. I can go for walks with my dog.
Yeah, and what you said is actually so important. Like, go on your own little mini adventure, right? But I know there's probably 5 people, 10 people, 100 people listening, and they're like, well, I can't go outside. Maybe they're too young. Maybe they're unable. Maybe they don't have money. There could be something. And for those people, you know what it is? Of course, we play games and we watch movies to get lost in someone else's adventure, right? And to make it feel like our own. Yeah, Zelda's a perfect example. Pokemon's another good example. But I think it's just as important to make your own adventure and remember that you're the main character of your own life. So make sure you're progressing in your own story. Do you know what I mean? Level up in your own story. Do something. Learn a skill, just like you would have done for your character. Try something new. Practice what you're already good at. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone does this in games. You just apply it to yourself. Or in movies, you see these people doing it for themselves. Do it for yourself. That's it. And that's how you improve, and that's how you get out of this kind of loop that we're all stuck in. But it's not always gonna go that way, and that's perfectly fine. You know what? If you have any better advice, or if you disagree with us, because I have had students before, they've disagreed with me heavily on this. Heavily. They're like, well, nah, there's nothing to do, it's boring, whatever. If you're one of those students and you're listening for some reason, comment down below. No, do comment down below. Let us know what the situation is. Okay, so I put out, Jamie, on the community tab, I put out a quick post, and I said, we're recording a podcast, so leave a comment and we'll shout you out. So Minhaj Rahman said, question for the episode: how has your first 5 months been of this year? So Jamie, I'll leave it for you.
Honestly, they've been okay. Nothing bad, really. It's all been a good few months.
My first 5 months have been quite eventful, I'd say. A lot has happened. I'll reveal some news very soon about what has happened. But Jamie, you know what's happened in it. So, yeah, what happened a couple of months ago anyway.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot has happened. See, now the ones who are listening, do you see that dopamine I just gave you? Now you want to find out. So if you want to find out, put it in the comments below. If we get 100 comments, I'll tell you what's happened. 100 comments on this video. Yeah, no spamming. Actually, no spam. Feel free to spam. But 100 comments on this video by next episode, before the next episode comes out, and I'll tell you what happened. It's really juicy. You won't want to miss it. But watch out, no one puts 100 comments. There's gonna be like 7 maximum. Or there's gonna be that one guy who does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that happens, or any repetitive spamming, then it doesn't count. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. Okay, anyway, yeah, it's been good. Lots of eventful stuff. You know, the usual. Trying to make moves. But you know what would make these 5 months even better, and the rest of the year better? That is if you would just subscribe to the bloody channel. So just subscribe right now, please. Press that button. It's right there. You know you can press it. It's within fingers reach. Okay. We know there's like 200 people watching this episode, but only 133 are subscribed. What's going on here, brother? Okay. There's a problem here. All right. And on Instagram, why have we only got 36 followers? Okay. There's something major wrong here. Okay. Go follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. The description has all the links you need. Okay. And last but not least, there were some comments last episode that people put that, you know, we had another essay comment, but I'm not gonna
Really?
I'm not gonna talk about it this episode because it's not as relevant. And also he put a quote, which I know who the quote is from, by the way. It's from a very good friend, but this person quoted an amazing quote, and I'm gonna use it as the quote of the week next week. But for this week, the quote of the week is:
If you are outside, focus on nature. If you are inside, focus on nurture.
and there you have it. That is the quote of the week by none other than Jamie from Lads Talk. Thank you for listening to us both, the OGs. Yes, if you don't know why we're called the OGs, check out episode 1 and see who's the first here. Garrus and Danielle, we know you're not listening. Both of you smell. And good luck to you both for whatever you're meant to be doing right now. And thank you everyone for joining us. We hope you enjoyed. If you have a comment, if you disagree or agree, please leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and share us with others. We want to grow. We want to reach 200 subscribers before summer. So help us grow. We already got us to 100. You can get us to 200 very quick. Okay. Thank you for listening. And until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.